from the USA, May 15th, 2017.
Hundreds of dead fish swamp the shores of this neighborhood lake, a stench that can be smelled blocks away.
And they were all dying. There were just hundreds of them laying around.
But the smell is just one cause of concern. Linda Watts has lived in the Seven Oaks neighborhood next to the lake for nearly 10 years and says this is a problem she has never had to deal with.
If there's something in the water, is it going to get into our drinking water or what? We don't know.
These waters behind me are filled with dead fish of all different sizes, such as catfish, carp, and trout, a problem homeowners say needs to be fixed immediately. The mysterious kill brought out many people in the neighborhood who say they are demanding answers. The problem doesn't only raise concerns for them, but other wildlife as well.
It's going to affect everything out here. Dogs, ducks, coons, wildlife.
But after numerous calls to the TWRA and 911 office, residents were told the problem was a lake turnover and have no word on when it will be cleaned up.
Well, they're claiming this is a lake turnover. I've been on the water since I was 6, 7 years old. This ain't no lake turnover.
Travis Watt says when a lake turns over, it brings debris to the top. But the waters in this lake are clear, leaving him and other residents searching for the real reason.
The turnover would be kooky looking out there, and the water just clean as a pen.
ago, Abel turned out the cattle for the first time this spring to enjoy the fresh grass, when something went terribly wrong.
When he heard just bellowing, he thought she may have been having the calf or something. And when he got down here, virtually all of the steers and heifers were on the ground, and some were already dead, and the others were in convulsions.
Within hours, 15 of the 18 cattle were dead.
Our trainer and my wife and all of us came down here, and yeah, it was very traumatic to see.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. Well, it's happened again. Another report has just hit the web. It's all over the news. After 32 cows were found grouped together, lifeless, on a farm in Missouri due to an alleged lightning strike. Now, if you guys don't remember, if you're new to the channel, I've posted a couple of videos about this when it's happened before. And it would seem that we have a new trend that's really only been happening over the past couple of years, where we're seeing mass animal die-offs all at one time due to an alleged lightning strike. So 32 cows, the bodies of which were stumbled upon by a farmer by the name of Jared Blackwelder, who woke up to the shocking scene that almost looked like it was something from out of a movie. Unbelievable was the term used. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I mean, yeah, maybe they're being struck by lightning. But if you guys have been following the channel, this has been a phenomenon over the past couple of years. We didn't hear about this stuff back in the day. Alright, I was born in 86. Alright, and I've mostly lived my life in rural areas. I've lived in cities and rural areas, and I've known farmers, and I've never heard of this happening up until just last year when I posted the video about, get this, 300 reindeer that were all instantly killed by, once again, what was purported to be a single lightning strike. 300. Over 300 reindeer. The images of that story you're seeing here. And, you know, that makes this little 32 number seem like peanuts. And, you know, when I did the reindeer story, which, by the way, occurred in Norway back in August of 2016, here we have another article that occurred again in August of 2016, where it was reported that a single lightning strike killed nearly 20 cows, this time in Texas. In February of this year, we had another alleged strike that took out 19 cattle, this time in Zimbabwe. And these articles go on, and most of them have happened within just the last year or two.
Stinky and nasty.
They're all laying around, they're dead.
Hundreds of dead fish. New at 6, the one thing causing a smelly situation for people in St. Petersburg. tonight at 10 in the Bay Area. It's a troubling trend. Some sharks and other marine wildlife washing up on Bay Area shorelines.
Yeah, our Grant Lotus is back now with new pictures and how you can help. A lot of people do want to help, Grant.
Yeah, Pammy, see, first it was Santa Cruz. You might remember last week. We'll revisit that in a minute. But now it's the peninsula, and if you consider stingrays too, Oakland is falling into this issue. There are a lot of small dead sharks that have been found just today near Bay Area trails in Redwood City, Foster City, and San Mateo. You see some pictures of those little sharks here. Dead stingrays are being reported in Oakland's Lake Merritt, and experts say similar reports, especially with the sharks, they're actually coming in every day. And it's just not clear why all the marine life is washing up like this. We go back to last Friday. This great white washed up at Pleasure Point in Santa Cruz. It was 8 feet long. Scientists did a necropsy and say an infection is to blame for making that shark sick. Again, unclear if that was an isolated thing or if these other smaller sharks have the same condition and it's part of a bigger problem. They're going to sort all of that out soon. In the meantime, the Pelagic Shark Foundation, based in Santa Cruz, is pleading with Bay Area folks to be alert when you're out on walks. And if you see any dead sharks, report it immediately to them. They're trying to track this and get a handle on it. By the way, we're posting this story on Cron4.com, so you can go there to share it and also get specific info on where to call if you do see a shark.
Well, let's take a closer look at what exactly depleted uranium is and why it's so dangerous. It's known as DU. It's a toxic and radioactive compound used in armor-piercing munitions. Well, many scientists have voiced concerns that it puts civilians at risk and that exposure can damage people's health for generations after its use.
Depleted uranium is known to be very effective at destroying armored vehicles, including tanks, but its use has been extremely controversial, as it is believed that people's exposure to the material can cause cancer and birth defects. The U.S. military's use of this toxic material contradicts what U.S. officials had said earlier, which was that they would not use depleted uranium.
May 4th, 2017.
Now to an unbelievable sight out of Galveston this evening. Hundreds of beautiful migratory birds dead after flying through the island. And this all happened in just one night. Tim Wetzel is live in Galveston to explain what happened. Tim?
Yeah, the Houston Audubon Society believes this was a combination of last night's really bad weather and the bright lights on this office building. They apparently disoriented the birds, and then the whole flock flew right into the tower. After flying some 600 miles across the Gulf of Mexico, these migrating birds finally reached land, only to slam into a skyscraper. Employees at the American National Insurance Company in Galveston made the sad discovery this morning: 395 dead birds on the ground outside their office. The Houston Audubon Society believes last night's bad weather likely forced the flock lower to the ground, and they say bright building lights can disorient the birds, a combination that caused the feathered creatures to take their final flight right into this 23-story tower.
Administrators
turn those lights out, not only to save energy, but it's less of an attraction for these migratory birds so that they can avoid these collisions. Josh Henderson of the Galveston Police Department took these pictures of the dead migratory birds, which included mostly warblers and orioles. They'll be collected and studied to prevent more large bird kills.
United States, May 11, 2015.
Scientists say it's all because of how dry that it's been lately. Grady Trimble shows you why those fish died and what that means for commercial fishermen.
You can't really tell looking at it, but the water on Lake Hancock is low. Just ask longtime fisherman Kendall Thomas.
Since I was 15,
who makes a living off the fish he catches out here.
In the early 70s.
Thomas says the water hasn't been this low in years. The mud his propeller turns up is evidence of that. More proof sits on the other side of this dam. You smell it before you see it.
What do you... Makes me sick. Made a living right there.
Thousands upon thousands of dead fish, tilapia he'd normally be able to catch and sell. Thomas says it's because of how dry it's been and how much water is being released from the dam.
Now I have to go somewhere else to catch fish and hope that I catch fish.
This will give you a good idea of just how low the water is. You can see where the water line used to be on the bridge. Now it's about 3 feet lower. Scientists with the county say the lack of rain and high temperatures mean there's more algae than usual.
So essentially the algae is stealing the oxygen out of the water, which then means it's not available for the fish.
They say that's why these fish are dying by the thousands. Whatever the cause, fishermen like Thomas are hoping for rain and hoping the water level on the lake gets back to normal. In Lakeland, Grady Trimble, 10 News.
mau.
Cái này mình có nó có mình cạo lên mình nãy bỏ tối mạnh rồi.
55 con. Bây giờ 40 mấy con.
Ừ ha.
Còn cái nhóm bên đây là 5 mấy.
మేడ్చల్ జిల్లా రాంపల్లి గ్రామం పెద్ద చెరువుల 10 లక్షల చేపలు చనిపోయాయి. చల్లపల్లి పారిశ్రామిక వాడలోని రసాయనాలు చెరువుల కలుస్తుండడంతో చనిపోయిన చేపలు ఒడ్డుకు కొట్టుకొచ్చాయి. దీంతో ఆవేదన వ్యక్తం చేస్తున్నారు మత్స్యకారులు. చేపల మృతి మీద ఆఫీసర్లు విచారణ చేపట్టాలని డిమాండ్ చేస్తున్నారు.
వాటర్ పొల్యూషన్ అయింది. ఆక్సిజన్ పనిచేయక చేపలు ఒక 8-10 లక్షల చేప పిల్లలు చనిపోయినాయి. దీన్ని సొసైటీ రాంపల్లి మత్స్యకార సంఘం సొసైటీ వాళ్ళకి చాలా నష్టపరిహారం జరిగింది. దీనిపై అధికారులు కానీ కలెక్టర్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఎంఆర్ఓ కానీ ఎవరైనా పై అధికారులు స్పందించి మాకు ఏదైనా మేలు చేయగలగాలని చేస్తారని మేము ఆశిస్తున్నాం. కాబట్టి మేము ఇవన్నీ చాలా ఇబ్బంది పడుతున్నాం మా సొసైటీ.
une dizaine de jours, la situation est jugée préoccupante à Fribourg. Une seule espèce est touchée, celle des ablettes. Aujourd'hui encore, 11 000 cadavres de poissons ont été ramassés, mais la cause de ces décès reste mystérieuse. Laurent Chaubat et Mathieu Fournier.
Des poissons morts par poignées entières. Ce matin, le service des forêts et de la faune de Fribourg ramassait pour la 4e fois en 10 jours des milliers de petits cadavres sur les bords de la Sarine. La cause de leur mort est inconnue, mais le mystère est plus grand. Une seule espèce est touchée.
C'est toutes des ablettes. Pour la plupart, toutes celles que j'ai regardées, c'était tous des mâles, donc j'ai pas trouvé une femelle. Ils pouvaient être en train de frayer, ça serait vers 16 ans, parce que
Now, Hyderabad's lakes, it would seem, are turning into watery graves for fish in the last 2 weeks. First, there were 40,000 dead fish found floating in the Shamirpet Lake. Another 20,000 dead fish were found floating in the Medchal Lake. The latest is Rampalli Lake, where 30,000 fish were found. Uma Sudhi reports on what is turning them into Hyderabad's dying lakes.
Fishermen removing dead fish from Rampalli Lake. Overnight on Sunday, some 30,000 of them were found dead, floating on the waters. The authorities blamed it on heat and bacterial infection. Environmentalists say the waters have turned into a deadly cocktail with industrial effluents, chemical residue from agriculture, sewage water from surrounding areas, and also carbon oxygen distress.
This happened in the summer and in the period immediately after the first rains. So pollution is number one. Second is because of the rising temperatures. If only we have provided shady trees all around, probably the fish would have been under the cool waters of the shady trees, and that also needs to be done with us.
Locals are worried the picturesque Rampalli Lake, spread over 120 acres, may be pushed into the ICU if oxygen distress caused by pollution and encroachment is not immediately addressed.
A disturbing trend off of our Southern California shores. Dead and sick seabirds are washing up from Santa Barbara to San Diego, but experts say one area has been hit the hardest. KCAL 9's Andrew Fujii is live in Oxnard right now with more.
Jeff, pelicans and loons are the seabirds most affected, and sometimes they're found dead, wedged in rocks just like these. And experts say Ventura County is getting hit the hardest, and they're not sure why. Hundreds of dead pelicans and other seabirds are washing up on local beaches. Kyle Corey often walks on Silver Strand Beach, and he says he sees them all the time.
And I can see anywhere between 6 and 10 to 12, every walk. And so it's, something going on.
He said he's also seen lots of seals die right in front of him.
It's affected me in a bad way because it's not good to see on the beach.
Elaine Ibarra works with the Santa Barbara Wildlife Care Network. She estimates hundreds of pelicans and loons have died up and down our coast. She says domoic acid is the culprit, which is a naturally occurring toxin in plankton, which fish eat and then other wildlife eats. But she explains that this year there was a bigger than normal plankton bloom, and depending on how much fish the wildlife eats, it can be fatal. And for some reason, she says Ventura County is getting hit the hardest.
That could be from temperature, runoff. We had a lot of rain this year. So some people are speculating that it might have to do with the runoff into the water.
Ibarra says it's normal to see some seals and birds die during this time of year from domoic acid, but she's never seen so many sick birds.
They're very stressed out, and it is really hard to see something have a seizure and know that there's very little that you can do to help.
She says it's impossible to predict how long the plankton bloom will last, but it may not end until early summer. Until then, Kyle Corey says he'll keep documenting the dead wildlife he sees, hoping it'll somehow help.
How many have to die before somebody cares?